everybody. It's my favorite time of year. Yes, the snow. If you look really closely behind me, you can see that it's snowing. It was coming down harder earlier, but I'll take what I can get for this beautiful backdrop despite the truck. I love the snow. I'm bundled up. I hope you are too. Our garage is adjacent to the chicken coop, so you can enjoy the sounds of the chickens holing up, trying to hide from the weather. They are not like me, they don't like the snow quite as much. So when you're ready, join me on your mat. We'll start in just a standing pose today, and wiggle walk your feet about as wide as your mat. And I'm going to turn this way once we start to move, but for the purpose of looking at you, I'm going to face the camera for now. Have your feet at about 45-degree angles so your toes are facing off your mat, and just bring yourself into your yogi sway. Feel your back let go a little bit. Feel into the shoulders, the hips even. Let your heels come up off of the mat so that your body can really flow here. Don't worry about what anyone thinks that may be watching. If they don't want to see this, they shouldn't be watching. But hopefully you're in the privacy of your own home anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. After you've given yourself a nice little shake down, with your inhale, raise your arms up overhead. With your exhale, cross your arms in front of each other. Inhale, raise them back up. Exhale, cross the arms in front. Inhale, raise your arms back up overhead. Exhale, one more time, crossing your arms in front. And with your next inhale, reverse that direction. So you'll inhale your arms up in front of you, raising them all the way up, and exhale them back to your sides. Inhale, crossing your arms in front, raising them up. Exhale, lowering them to your sides. One more time, inhale, raise those arms up. Exhale, let them lower. Beautiful. Now take your shoulders for a roll. First in one direction, it doesn't matter which. You don't have to go the same way I'm going. And then pause at the top and take them in the other direction, probably the funny direction. But begin to feel your shoulders loosen up a bit here. Nice. Wiggle walk your feet back together. I'm going to turn this way so we can start to move. With your inhale, raise your arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees to come into your forward fold. Let that head be heavy. With your inhale, halfway lift. Keep those knees bent. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. We're going to warm up the backs of our legs slowly. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, come right back down into that bent knee forward fold. But maybe your knees are just a little bit less bent this time. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, forward fold. With your inhale, rise all the way up, arms tall overhead. Exhale, come into that forward fold. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. With your inhale, rise again. Exhale the hands to heart center. And as you're standing here, really press your hands together. Feel the resistance each hand has to offer the other. And then rock front to back on your feet. Come to rest, and then lift all 10 toes up off of the mat, returning them gently and slowly. Raise them up one more time, wiggle them around, create that space between the toes, and then gently lower them to the earth. Really press your feet into the earth here, and think about creating a not so motionful motion of your feet coming together, even though they're staying still. That energy is going inward and upward. So you're activating your legs and just really creating your strong base of support here from which we'll begin to move. With your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, come into that forward fold. Again, keeping those knees gently bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back, coming into your lunge. So step back far enough so your knee is over your ankle, not going forward. If you need to, you can kind of shift your weight back and step that left foot back a little bit further. Beautiful. Let that left knee come to the earth, bending through the left leg. Let the top of the left foot come down. Now tent your fingers so your fingertips of your left hand are on the earth. And with your inhale, raise that right arm up. We're creating just a little bit more length and height from which we can twist, is the word, from which we can twist. So we're breathing here. Take an inhale. And with your exhale, bring that right hand back to the earth. Palms come down. Tuck the left toes under to extend long through the left leg, and then step the right foot back. Finding your plank pose, we're going to create a foundation here again. So once you've found your plank pose, really straighten and strengthen those legs, press those heels back, create distance between each finger, widening your fingers. Beautiful. Take a breath here in this really strong plank pose. With your inhale, just roll a little bit forward on your toes. With your exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Elbows, hug your body. Tops of the feet can come down. And with your inhale, lift your heart, rising up. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. 2 more times, we'll find our baby cobra. Lifting that heart, lifting the gaze. Exhale, folding. 1 more time. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhale, fold. Beautiful. Press up through table, bend the knees, and then tuck the toes under. Send the hips up and back to come into your down dog. Go ahead and walk out your down dog. Alternate which heel comes down, bending through alternate knees. Nice. If you're wearing socks, you might not have quite as long a stance down dog as you're accustomed to. That's okay. Just be where you are today. Be safe. And then find stillness for a breath. Nice. Take 1 more inhale. With your exhale, step that left foot forward, finding your lunge on the other side. Again, tenting the fingers, coming up onto those fingertips. Once you feel like you've got a pretty solid lunge, bend through the right knee, allowing the right knee to come down. Top of the right foot can come down. And again, creating that tented fingertip motion. With your inhale, raise the left arm up, creating just a little bit of extra space through which to twist. Breathing here. Nice. 1 more inhale. And with your exhale, bring that left hand down. Bring both palms down. Tuck the right toes under. Extend long through that right leg before stepping your right foot forward to meet the left. Find your forward fold. Let that head be heavy here. We're going to pause here in this forward fold so you can feel the backs of your legs. Make sure they're warming up. Then with your inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. We're going to do something a little bit different here. Transition onto your right foot in order to lift your heel of your left foot up off of your mat. And then just cross your left foot over your right so that your left foot is now to the right of your right foot. It doesn't matter quite where. It can be up here. It can be right next to it, but no pressure, just wherever it's comfortable. With your inhale, raise your arms up overhead. Exhale, come down into that forward fold. Feeling that stretch through the back of the right leg. Your left knee is bent here, just because it's in front of your right leg. Pause here. Let your hands support you on the earth. If you can, let your head be heavy. With an inhale, halfway lift, and an exhale, forward fold. Now carefully transition your weight onto your hands and onto your left foot as you step your right foot back. Then step your left foot back, coming into sort of a wide-legged plank position. Beautiful. This time we're going to chaturanga, halfway down, so moving forward on our toes, bending the elbows, heart lowers towards the earth, and then come into your up dog. Bring the tops of your feet down, heart shines forward, feeling that back bend. Breathing here, hands into the earth. And exhale, moving back towards your down dog, tucking those toes back under, hips come up and back. Beautiful. Take a breath here. And then just take yourself for a walk to the front of the mat. Coming into your forward fold. Regular footed and legged forward fold. With your inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center again. So we'll repeat that on the other side. Transition your weight onto your left foot, raising the right heel up, and then just move that right foot, crossing the right leg over the left. Right foot comes to the left of the left foot. And again, stand up straight and tall. With your inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, come into your forward fold, feeling that stretch through the back of your left leg this time. Pausing here, letting your hands really support you on the ground, helping you keep your balance here. Let that head be heavy if you can. Breathing here. With your inhale, halfway lift, take your time. Exhale, fold. Transitioning carefully your weight onto your right foot in order to step your left foot back, then right foot back. Beautiful. You may have to adjust your hands to find your plank. Press those heels back. And then come forward with your inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering about halfway. Inhale, find that up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes under. Press the hips up and back to find your down dog. Beautiful. Very nice. Then lowering to the knees. Bring the tops of the feet down. Maybe bring the knees as wide as your mat to press back into your child's pose. I'm actually going to bring my knees together today. I like to bring the top of my forehead, maybe even where my, if you could see it under my hat, where my hairline is, down to the mat to rest in child's pose. So just take 3 really good breaths here. Tuning back into yourself, centering, grounding. Beautiful. One more. Then with your inhale, look up between your hands. Walk those hands off to the right. Send those hips off to the left just a little bit and lower the face down if you can to bring the left side of your face down. Feeling that stretch under the left armpit. Maybe through the lower back on the left side as well. Maybe even into the hips, depending on how tight you are. Breathing here. With your next inhale, look up between the hands. Walk the hands back through center. Bring those hips back into alignment. And then keep walking the hands off to the left. And then bump the hips out to the right. Letting your right side of your face now lower all the way to the mat. Feeling that stretch through the right side now. You can experiment here, especially with the hip bump. Then with your next inhale, look up between your hands. Walk the hands back to center. Bring those hips back into alignment and just settle back into your child's pose, whatever that looks like today, for one more breath. Beautiful. Walk the hands back in order to come to a kneel, and then just swing your feet out to one side or another and come to a comfortable cross-legged position. So again, I'm going to center myself on the mat so you can actually see me. Let your left leg be bent in front of you, and then bring your right foot up. So you're going to try to cradle that right foot in your left hand, and then support the knee with your right hand as well. If you can take that ankle in your right hand and even move the foot into the crook of your elbow if that's comfortable. Wherever you are, here, or somewhere I can only dream of. Get cozy here. Feel that gentle stretch opening in the outside of the hip. And then take that leg for a gentle rock side to side as though it's your baby. Think about activating through the foot here. Nice. Being gentle with that leg, being kind. And then use your hands to help lower that foot and that leg to the ground. We'll be switching feet. So tuck that right foot in. And then use your hands to lift that left leg to whatever position you find comfortable. And it may be that this side is totally different. It might be much more flexible or much less open than the other side. It's okay. You don't have to be equivalent on either side. Just be where you are and enjoy it to some extent at least. Hip stuff might be excruciating for you, but just go to where you're comfortable. Find a little bit of movement there. Nice. And then tuck that left foot in. The right foot's going to come in front this time. Use your hands again to bring your right foot out a couple inches, maybe even further, but wherever you are, bring your hands to your knees. Right foot a little bit out in front of you. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold your heart towards that right foot. Keep your head looking about a foot or two ahead of your right foot. I'm saying foot a lot. But this is to keep your spine straight. So think about having a straight spine here. You're using your back muscles to hold yourself up. Your hands on your knees, gently resting, not pushing down. feeling an opening in the hip. With an inhale, rise up. Beautiful. Use your hands to help switch the position of your feet. And again, your left leg may be different than your right. That's okay. It doesn't have to be out as far. It can be out farther. Whatever's comfortable for you. Let your hands rest on your knees. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold the heart towards that left ankle, keeping your spine straight so your vision is looking about maybe 18 inches even in front of your toes. Let your hands gently rest. The elbows can come in. Breathing here. Nice. And then with an inhale, rise. Bring your hands to your shins in order to bring the bottoms of your feet together, finding your cobbler's pose. Give your toes a little warming with your hands if you're outside, or even if you're inside. Toes get cold. And then before we find cobblers, let's find a little bit of butterfly. So gently let those knees rock up and down, making a little bit of movement in that hip joint. Sit up nice and tall. Take some deep breaths while you do this. Feel those sit bones grounding. And then just let your knees gently fall open. With your inhale, think of lengthening the spine. With your exhale, fold the heart towards the feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. With your inhale, rise back up. And with your exhale, fold. Beautiful. With your last inhale, rise all the way back up. Bring the hands to the knees to close the knees towards each other. Here we go. I need to move again. And then lengthen that right leg long on your mat. Use your hands at your right shin and pick that right foot up off of the mat and just hug that right knee in. Just notice what that does. It might not feel like much, but think of yourself as giving yourself a half of a hug. Nice. With your right foot raised, go ahead and use your hands to help your right foot cross over your left leg. And it can be, back towards your body or even out in front, but wherever it is, bring your hands up to your knee and just hug that knee in towards the left side of your chest. Let the shoulders drop down the back as you do this and feel that hip open. Beautiful. Take some deep breaths here as you're sitting up nice and tall. Nice. Let go of that knee, but leave the foot where it is. Bring the right hand next to your right hip. With an inhale, send the left arm up overhead. Exhale, twist to your right, left elbow towards left knee. Your right hand can move to be behind you now. Your heart begins to shine towards the right. Nice. Taking a breath here in this twist. Then take an inhale. And with your exhale, unwind. Use your hands on your right leg to bring your foot to the inside of your left leg. Hands gently rest on your left leg. Right knee gently falls open. With an inhale, lengthen through the spine. With an exhale, walk your hands down that left leg, reaching for your foot or letting your hands stop at your knee or your shin, your ankle, whatever feels good. Once you get to your stopping point, with your exhale, settle into that. Let your head drop now. We'll take 2 really good breaths here. Nice. And then with your inhale, let go of your foot or your hands. Use those spinal muscles to help yourself rise. Nice. Right hand to right knee. Bring that right knee up. Extend the right knee long. Give that right leg a shake out. And then you guessed it, use your hands under your left knee to bring that left foot in. Hands to shin. Just hug that left leg in, picking the left foot up off of the ground. As you sit here, let your shoulders relax back and take some really good breaths here as your body, your upper body at least, is in alignment over itself. Nice. And then use your hands to guide your left foot over your right leg. Left foot finds the earth again. And then hands to knees, just hug that right knee towards the right side of your chest, maybe towards your shoulder, and just feel that opening in the left hip. I think I said right knee. Hug the left knee towards the right side of your chest. Nice. Breathing here. Again, relaxing your shoulders down. Breathing. And then the left hand can find the earth behind you. With your inhale, raise that right arm up overhead, and then twist to your left. Right elbow to right knee. Left hand finds the earth behind you. And go ahead and look out to your left or even out over your left shoulder. Breathing here. Nice. Take one more inhale. With your exhale, return back to center. Nice. Use your hands on your leg to help your left foot find the inside of your right leg. That left knee falls gently open. Get comfortable on your sit bones, and then with your inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, walk your hands down your leg as far as you can go or as far as you want to go. And then once you get to your settling place, with your exhale, really sink into it. Let that head fall. So we start with a straight spine, and then we let it relax. We'll stay here for 2 really nice breaths. And then with your next inhale, let go of that foot or that leg. Use your spinal muscles to lift yourself back up. Bring your hands under your right knee to drag that right foot in. Bring your hands to your left knee to help your left foot meet your right. And then gently and carefully let yourself lower all the way to the ground. Nice. We're going to set up for one bridge pose. So walk your feet, your heels back towards your sit bones. And here, before we even lift our hips up, again, plant your feet down, lift all 10 toes, and then gently return them to the earth. Nice. Tilt your pelvis now so your entire back is resting on the earth. You don't have that space created by your lower back. And then with your next inhale, go ahead, raise your hips up. Maybe walk up onto those shoulders, maybe clasp the hands underneath your hips. Wherever you are, stay here for 5 breaths. If you can look at the falling snow above you while you do that, maybe you have a skylight or you're in the garage, that's great. If not, you can close your eyes here or just look at the ceiling. 2 more breaths. I've been talking a lot. Nice. With your last inhale, maybe think about lifting those hips just a little bit higher. Exhale, release those clasped hands, lower very, very slowly back onto your whole back, and then hug the knees in. Nice. Maybe clasp your hands above your knees. And then lift your head up off the mat. Give yourself a really big hug. Thank yourself for doing this today. And let it go. Let those arms and legs go long on your mat. Let the hands rest on your belly. Head comes down to the mat. Let your shoulders get comfortable. We'll pause here for 5 breaths, just taking a mini shavasana, letting your body rest. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath coming and going. Close the eyes gently. If you'd like to stay here longer, feel free to do so. Otherwise, bring some gentle movement back to your body. Reach those arms overhead to give your whole body a stretch. And then roll over onto one side or another, pausing here, letting the earth hold you up. Then use your hands on an inhale to help yourself rise back to that comfortable seated position. Nice. We'll sync up our breaths one more time with an inhale, raising the arms overhead. Exhale the hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today on this snowy and beautiful day. The light and the love in me honors the light and the love in each of you. Namaste.